Hello everyone, and welcome to Battle Talent. So today we're just going to be playing the sandbox mode in this game, but there's also a story mode and a puzzle mode in this game. So basically, Battle Talent is a App Lab and Quest version of Blade and Sorcery, where you're able to fight all sorts of enemies, including skeletons, goblins, and dark elves, along with having some on your side, and a variety of different weapons you can use and unlock in the game. So today we're just going to be playing around with some of the different troops and finding them with different weapons. This is the wind sword that has different mana abilities, and we're going to be using other weapons as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and be sure to leave a comment on what you want me to do next in this game, whether that be story mode, or if you want me to set up a certain battle you want to see. Anyways, let's get on with it. Okay, so I have now set up a battle. Now all I have to do is press this red button, and the battle will start. So, on our side, there are 3 dark elves, and over there is a few dark elves, some goblins, and some level 1 skeletons. Now, some of the enemies, after you attack them, will just fall and get back up, so you have to either attack them again once they come back up, or finish them while they're down. You can tell if they're dead or not by their eyes. If they're completely dead, their eyes will shut or stop glowing. But if they're dead, their eyes will not glow anymore, or they will close.
You done messed up!
You also have to try to block some attacks in this game. Otherwise, they can do a lot of damage to you. Now, some swords have more or less durability. Once the durability is out, you have to put it on your back or on your hip, or it will disappear. Once it's on your hip or back, it will slowly get durability back. Another thing you can do in this game is throw your weapon, and then force pull it back to you. That's broken. Now, this game is brand new, so it does have a few bugs in it, such as hitting the enemy and the weapon going straight through them. You can also unlock different abilities while playing, such as a jump thrust like this. Now, if I were to look at my left arm, it will show me how much money I have, which you can use to buy the abilities or weapons, and it will show you my mana and health. I may have put a few too many goblins, because they don't seem to be dying very fast. some weapons have different abilities that you can use with mana. The rapier, when you use its ability, it will shoot a red plasma beam. And the wind sword, which I was using earlier, will give the sword a little bit more range. However, I'm currently out of mana, and you recover mana by blocking enemy attacks. So I'm gonna go make another battle, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, I have configured the spawners again for another battle and gotten some different weapons. This is the normal sword. It has no abilities, but it does more damage than other weapons with abilities, such as the rapier. I also have the spear, which is good for headshots, and can be thrown if you're accurate, unlike me. And the mace, which is a good blunt weapon for armor and goblins. So on our side, I just added a bunch of level 1 goblins. And on the other side, there is a dark elf, some goblins, and 2 different level skeletons, being level 1 and level 3. Now the levels usually only mean the amount of weapons the enemy carries and the armor they have. However, with the dark elf, it also changes their amount of health. And with the goblin, it gives them a different skill set, giving them a whole nother ability. Now, each enemy has a better and different way of killing them. The skeleton, you want to stab near the head, which is good for the spear. Like so. Unless they have armor like that one, in that case you want to use a weapon like the mace. The dark elf, you want to use a sword to try to block their attacks and get in there and stab or slice them. And the goblin is just a weak enemy that you can kill with pretty much any weapon. The dark elf has the most skill out of any enemy. You have to block very carefully or they can deal a lot of damage to you. The skeleton is pretty weak and doesn't attack much, but they do like to come up behind you and try to get you while you're fighting a different enemy. The spear is probably the wonkiest weapon. It doesn't stab as easily as you would want it to, especially when an enemy like the goblin dances around like a pansy. Now, in my opinion, the axe is probably the worst weapon in the game, but a lot of people would like to use it just because it can be good for headshots. However, in my opinion, compared to the spear and sword, it just doesn't compare well. However, it can be a good throwing weapon. Ouch. No, this is the Dark Elf sword. Unlike the other sword, it is better for slicing than stabbing. However, they both do the same amount of damage. They just are sharpened in different ways. One better for slicing, the other for stabbing. But they both work in very similar fashions. And both work just fine for pretty much any enemy. The sword is about the only weapon that can be used well against every enemy. However, it's got a less durability than most weapons as well. Now, in case you couldn't tell, any troop that is on our side, the green team, if you will, has a little green dot above their head. The enemies do not. As you can see, the spear is definitely the best weapon against skeletons. Kinda broken at times. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I definitely don't have the best aim in the world, but I will try to throw the spear. Oh, and the wave's over. I will do one more battle for you guys, and then you can leave comments on what you want to see next, if you enjoy seeing this game. Alright, now, for this next attack, I just wanted to demonstrate further the Dark Elf. So, another thing you can do in this game is akimbo, and in case you don't know what that means, it basically means use two of the same weapon in both hands. That term is mostly used with pistols, but it can also be used with swordplay. Now for this attack, I did not give myself any teammates, nor did I put a lot of enemies. It's just 10 normal Dark Elves, but I wanted to demonstrate blocking more. Now, it is a bit hard to do this when there's 10 of them. But, in case you couldn't tell, some enemies, like the goblins, all you have to do is put your sword in a certain place to block their attacks. However, the Dark Elves do what is known as a heavy attack, and to counter that, you have to do an opposite swing in order to back them up and keep them from damaging you. They can also block your attacks, so you only really want to attack them after they attack you, and you can deflect or counter their attack. Now, after countering them, you won't have a lot of time, so usually you just want to get in there and stab them near the head, or stab them in the chest twice, and get them on the ground. Oh, he's not dead. There we go. So this was Battle Talent. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment on what do you want to see next. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!